Happy New Year to all my yarn friends. It's me, Llama Mama Kayla. I want to say a great big thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel and who watches my videos and comments and interacts with me. It really means a lot to me, especially in this stage of my life where my health has declined and I'm pretty much homebound. I mean, I usually go out about twice a month. And most of those are like doctor visits, and I try to tack on some other trips, you know, run to the yarn store or something. I can't do too much when I'm out. But it really means a lot to me to be able to connect with other yarn friends and interact with other people. So I really appreciate that. And I want to say a great big thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I see that I have lots of new subscribers, and I'm excited about that. And the subscribers who've stuck around with me through my ups and downs with my health issues. I really appreciate it. And I've just enjoyed getting to know people and to meet new yarn friends. It's been wonderful. So today I wanted to do a video about my 2019 yarn goals. I have lots of goals in my life, but of course I want to share with you and talk with you about yarn goals. One thing, my word for this year is purposeful. So I want to be purposeful in the things that I do, in the things that I knit, and I want things to have a purpose. I want it to be intentional, and I'm just determined to do things. But anyway, so my plan for 2019, my overall goal is to step up my game. Now, I want to step up my game, but I want it to be relaxed and on my terms. I don't want to be under pressure. So it's a no pressure, relaxed, step up my game. That don't even make sense. I do have some goals that are, you know, towards stepping up my game, my knitting game. But anyway, my main goal for this year is to have hashtag Finish It Friday. I have an elephant in the room. I've mentioned this elephant before, but then I hid the elephant under the piano. And so a few days ago, I had my boys to dig my elephant out and we went through all my yarn and different things like that. And I got all my unfinished projects and all my current WIPs, everything all together. If it's not completed, it's all in a pile. And I have that sitting here next to me, so it's not out of sight, out of mind. It's definitely in the way. And I can't, my little thing is going on the camera to flip the camera around, so I'm just going to have to turn it and show you. But anyway, here's the elephant in the room. My husband came through and he said, "This is in the way." And I was like, yeah, no, that's the whole purpose. It needs to be in the way because in this cabinet is my yarn. So I'm going to have to move this pile to get yarn. Move the pile or get yarn to start a new project. I'll have to make that decision every time I start to get new yarn. Some yarn out of the cabinet. I'll have to make the decision. Am I going to move this pile and start a new project or grab something from this pile to finish? But I am going to grab something from the pile every Friday and work on it. So Finish It Friday is my #1 goal. This cabinet here is full of yarn. It used to be full of our school stuff at some point. I am homeschooled. This is my 23rd year of homeschooling and my last year because Elijah is a senior this year. So I usually like put things up there that we're working on for school and such. But all that can come down. So I'm going to put list of my goals up there so I see that every time I turn my chair around and go to get up. So my goals will be posted right here on the cabinet by my desk. And my WIPs. and unfinished projects are right there. So, I'd be more than happy for you to keep me accountable, ask me questions, how's those whoops going? But, like I said, finish it Friday. Every Friday, I'm going to pull something from that pile, work on it. And, going over my goals and things and my pile, it looks like this is going to be the year of the blankets for me, which is hilarious because I've only knitted a baby blanket before. So I can't imagine making blankets. But I'm going to finish these projects. I've started them, and it's projects that I still love. I love the idea of it, so I'm going to finish them. Now, some of my projects in my pile over here, I'll probably get to those and decide, you know, I don't love this, and so I'll probably just frog it. That'll be my choice as I examine and think about each project. But I know that the blankets that I started are blankets that I want to finish. So I'm working on this one about 4 days ago when I had the boys to pull out all my stuff for me. One of the blankets they pulled out was this 12 stitch blanket of Elijah's that I started, and then it got put in a bag, and then got put in a box, and got shoved under the piano, and out of sight, out of mind. But I did start back on it about 4 days ago. Let's see. Oh, where did I start at? Okay, I started right here. I have a little progress keeper there. I started right here at the popcorn. Can you see the little popcorn? I started there, going in this direction. So I went around and went around the bottom and then back up the side to right here. And then this was on Saturday, and I decided I needed to go get another ball of this yarn. I had a ball, but then I was just assessing how far I had gotten and how far I thought that other ball was going to do. Since the blanket is getting larger, it's going to go, you know, less. And Michael's had some yarn, had all the yarn on sale. It was the last day of that sale. So I decided I better go get a ball of yarn. So I finished up the ball I was working on right here, and I got a new ball of yarn and added it on right there. And then I went, this is since Saturday. This is since Saturday, yeah. No. This was all from the popcorn stitch pop marker to here was like Friday night and Saturday. And then Saturday evening, I started from here, and I've made it around to right here. So I've made lots of progress on it just in a few days. There's really no reason that I haven't finished this blanket other than it was in a bag in a box and shoved under the piano. So Elijah keeps coming in and looking at it to see how far I've gotten. I know he wants me to finish this blanket for him, and I'm going to. So I had started that new ball, and that's what I have left on it, which is still, you know, a fluffy bit. And then I have another one that I haven't started yet to add to it. So it'll be like 4 balls big. And hopefully I can come to a point before that ball runs out to a good stopping point. If not, I'll have to go get another ball and just use like a 40% off coupon. So I have this blanket going. I have a flower blanket that I had kind of started. I started the flower pieces, but haven't put them together. I have a flag blanket that I started. And I have a buffalo check blanket that I want to make. And I did start it yesterday for my New Year's cast on. So this is the blanket, and I'm using these progress keepers or stitch markers to actually keep up with. It's a 4-row repeat, and so I got 4 rows, 4 rows, 4 rows, and 4 rows. And I believe I need to do that 8 times before I change colors. So I started it, and I need to do 40 rows of this for each color. So if I did 40 rows a day and completed a square, I think that would, I could make the blanket in like a little over a month, about a month and a half, because I think it's going to end up being 35 squares that I put together. But, you know, I probably won't get it done in a month and a half. But I do plan to work on it and get it done as quickly as possible, along with working on other projects, of course. So I have that blanket going, and then I have another blanket that I'm going to do, and it is made with, let's see. This blanket will be made with I Love This Yarn from Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to do monthly squares for this blanket. Let's see. My January, this is I went ahead and picked, and I don't know, like, I'm doing monthly squares, but I'm not saying I'm only doing a month a square a month. Excuse me. I'm going to do a month representing each square. I don't know that, you know, if I finish a month, I may go ahead and start the next square, the next color for the next one. But, so I don't know that it's going to take me all year to do it. I hope not, because I kind of want to just get it done. But I picked up this color to represent my January. And I went ahead and picked up 4 skeins just to get going. This color is Sea Spray Ombre. And it's just real pretty. I like these colors, and it's kind of wintry looking to me. The turquoise, the purple, and the white, and a little bit of blues. So that's going to be my January square. And then for my February square, I wanted something kind of Valentine looking. And this is Surprise Stripes. So I like the pink and the gray and the purple. And black. Is it purple? It's a touch of purple, not a whole lot. But so I picked that up for February. And then for March, I got this Spring Green. It's just all different color shades of green. So that's going to represent my March square. And then for April, I wanted something kind of springy and Eastery looking. So I picked up Iced Sugar. So that will represent April. So when I get those 4 squares made, then I'll probably go get 4 more for the next 4 months and just carry on with that. So with this blanket, I'm going to make these squares, and it's going to be the same texture as this. It's a 4-row repeat because I like the texture of that pattern. And then I'll connect all the squares together with probably a border in the middle so that I can put it together and have a year-long blanket. Well, each square will represent a month. So it'll end up being 12 squares with a border around it. And a border around each square, I suppose, if it works out that way. So like I said, it looks like it's going to be the year of the blankets for me, which I find hilarious. I do have lots of smaller projects that I want to make. I'm excited about making. But I do want to plan ahead and make things for holidays, like at least a month or so ahead, and get those up on my Etsy shop. And I have lots of goals. I mean, I have lots of things. I want to make everything. I want to make it all. I want all the yarn and to make all the things. But, of course, you know, life. So I want to break down my goals into monthly. I don't want to set a year-long goal of, oh, I'm going to make this. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing in April. So I'm going to just do my life and things that I have going on at the end of each month. At the end of January, I will write down some goals for February. Or I have some goals written down. I'll pick a few things from that and just kind of go with the flow, whatever's going on. So I'll be setting monthly goals instead of a year-long goal for those things. But speaking of Etsy, I need to step up my game for Etsy. My son, who forces me to do all these things, who forced me to start a YouTube channel, he also forced me to create, he didn't force me, he created an Etsy for me and said, this is how you load stuff on here and you're going to do this. So I started putting some things on Etsy, and I've sold some items, surprisingly. I mean, I haven't put a lot of work into it, but I'm going to step it up, and I've seen that, I've sold some items, so I'm going to put more work into it and step up my game and see what happens. I'm going to give it a good go. I have lots of things that I don't even have listed on there. I have lots of items I've made that I don't even have pictures of yet. But that's my goal, is to get those pictures made, taken of things, and to get those listed on Etsy, reassess the things I have listed on there, reassess my pricing, reassess my wording, and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully, update my Etsy, maybe bi-monthly. Whew. No way I could do it bi-weekly. Bi-monthly, twice a month, but at least once a month. Update my Etsy at least once a month, if not twice a month. So for my YouTube channel, I have lots of ideas, and I've shared some of those, but actually I have a running list of ideas. Like, my brain just is like on overload and won't stop thinking of things to do. And so I come up with this monthly bingo game, and I'm really excited about that. It's just, doing your normal knitting or whatever, and being able to check off some squares, and just to see who, bingos and gets a prize, and just something fun to do and to interact with others. And then I have the yarn swaps that I'm hosting this year. It's the yarn Happy Meal swaps, and I'm really excited about that. One just opened today for the sign up for the February one, and if you don't know about that, go look for that video. And I'm just really excited about a lot of things. One of my other plans to do this year is to write up my patterns. A lot of my things I make, I don't have patterns for. I just make it up as I go. I grab an envelope, some kind of, whatever's come in the mail, and lay it on my desk. I'll just grab an envelope or a piece of scratch paper and jot down what I'm doing as I'm doing it, because I don't know what I'm doing. And that's the way a lot of my creations are born. And so I have this thing under my desk here where I just slip papers in, and I have started kind of cleaning that out and pulling out. This right here is all just chicken scratch patterns that I need to write up. And here's more. It's just envelopes and scrap paper. So I definitely need to write those patterns up to share with my friends. And so that's another one of my goals for this year. I do have a new thing that I'm going to be playing with. My kids got me some things for Christmas, and I'm going to be playing with clay. And I might share some of that here on the channel in the future. I'll see how it goes. But they did get me quite a few tools and lots of clay, and so I just need to put the knitting away at some point and play with some clay and see what happens. I do have a very big idea for this year that I'm still rolling around in my head, and I need to talk with my oldest son about and see happens. I don't want to mention what the big idea is, but because I may not be able to pull it off. But I could with his help, but I don't want to put too much pressure on him that he's got to help me all the time doing something. So I'm going to see if he thinks that I can do it and if it's doable. And he's the one that pushes me to do everything, so he's going to be telling me to do it, I know. But that's my plan for this year. Just knit all the things. I hope that you have made, yarn goals and that you have ideas of things that you want to do. And I'd love to hear your goals and to see what other people are doing. So if you want to comment below. One thing I do want to mention is that when I made this channel, I wanted to reach out to other loom knitters and connect with other loom knitters. I love watching crochet podcast and knitting podcast because to me it's all about the yarn and the creating with the yarn and what the projects are. It's not about the method. Now, I wouldn't watch a crochet tutorial because I don't crochet and I wouldn't understand what they're doing. But I love watching the podcast where they show their projects and their projects they're working on and finished projects. It doesn't matter to me if it's knitted or loom knitted or crocheted. It's about the yarn and the project. So I had made this channel to reach out to other loom knitters, but I've mostly connected with other crocheters and other knitters, and I love that. I just love it. But I know there are some loom knitters that watch, and I would like to just encourage you, if you've thought about making a YouTube channel, to go for it. Just set up your phone and record. Just talk and record about loom knitting and share that. Share your inspirations and your ideas. And if you do decide to make a YouTube channel, please let me know because I will watch. I watch tons of knitting and crochet podcasts. And by the time, I'll watch them all. And then I'm looking for something else to watch as I'm sitting here knitting. And so I would love for other loom knitters to come on and start making podcasts and videos. That would be very exciting. So if you've thought about it, or if it's, something you think you might want to do, something might be holding you back, just go for it. Give it a try. But I better get off here and get some things going around the house. But thank you for watching, and I hope that we all have a great year for 2019, and I'm looking forward to all the exciting things happening on my channel and the other podcast channels. And I will be doing a shout out for other podcasters here in the next few days, so watch for that if you're looking for new podcasters to watch. Thanks. Have a great day.